All right, I'm here with Jim and I'm here with Meghan. That's your names. What is your last name again?
Murnane.
Murnane, okay. Apologies to Jim because there's only one microphone, so you'll just have to speak extra loud or just whisper in your ear for everyone else to hear at home. Questions I've been asking everyone else are going to be about the same. So yeah, first question is, what is it you guys do outside of Babies? What's your occupation?
Okay. I'll start with myself. I am basically a full-time stay-at-home mom. I only work part-time.
God bless you.
Yes. Do some accounting work for an HVAC company, but it's 1 day a week. That's about it. And then I'll answer for you, I guess. Yeah. He's a chemical engineer for DuPont. He now works on the sales side of things. So he's been working with them for 16 years.
16, that's nice.
Wow. Okay.
I like engineers. I work with them all the time. I'm a structural engineer, if you can't tell.
Nice.
That's why I have a dry sense of humor. Tell me about your family.
Okay.
So
we have 4 girls. We have quite the age range. So my oldest is here actually today. And,
golfing?
Not golfing, just helping out. She's making her confirmation, so.
Oh, so pretty young.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So the nun over at school basically said that they could have an excused absence for confirmation hours, service hours. Anyway, so my oldest is 12. Then my middle girl is Nora, and she is 7. And then I have a toddler, Bridget, and then I have a baby that's 10 months old.
My wife's name's Bridget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it with an E-T or is it ID?
She's ID.
ID.
Yeah.
See, my wife, she was named after Bridget, St. Bridget.
Of Kildare, yeah.
But because she has Irish in her background, but she was spelled with the E-T,
Yeah.
like from Sweden.
Yeah, that's
so it's
like
very
my cousin.
confusing.
My cousin's the same way, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
oh well, can't
Right.
fix that now.
Right.
So what is your position at A Baby's Breath?
So I've actually held multiple positions. I've been doing this probably since right after Maeve was born. She was about a year old. So I've done like many different capacities, but in the last 3 years, my husband and I have been sharing the golf outing. So yeah, it's been great.
And what are describe your roles with the golf outing?
What would I say? Okay, so I would say he's mostly like organizes all the meetings, gets everybody on the same page, keeps the meeting notes. He works closer with John on more of the golf stuff, the logistics of the day's events, and then I do all of like collecting the registrations offline and the sponsorships and spearheading all that, trying to get all the communication out. So that's basically my role, yeah.
So you communicate and then you also have the meetings.
Right.
So before the event actually happens, how many people does it take to run this event?
Yeah, I would say at least 10.
10?
Yeah,
okay.
That's a fair
And
number.
John made a comment earlier, said it takes 20 people for today to make it happen.
The day of is like more because people are getting pulled in different directions.
We have a core of 10.
Yeah, a core 10 group that like show up at the meetings, whether they're Zoom or in person, just to get all the logistics stuff done.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then how much time does that take a week for you guys with this outing?
So I feel like in the beginning when we're just trying to get the communication out, that does take time because you're doing, you're like cross-checking lists, making sure that you have emails, updated addresses, things like that. It's like pretty much like administrative type work.
Right.
So it can be a lot like up front and then it sort of tapers off.
Okay.
But I would say
5 to 20 hours a week.
Yeah, if you had to
20.
ballpark it, yeah, I would say that.
I don't know. Individually.
Individually?
5 to 20.
5 to 20?
When is it more like 20?
I think in the last like 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, it's kind of like a wedding, I feel like. For me, it's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an event.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Have you planned your own wedding before?
Yes.
Or did you hire someone to do
I
it?
wouldn't wish getting married, organizing a wedding on anybody.
Oh my God.
My
Like
wife.
the organization of it. This is like planning a wedding.
It is. It absolutely is. That's what I would say.
So
Every
Do
year.
you feel like your gaps? You have time where you're like working a lot on it, and then you have your like a little break, and then again. So yeah, I think that's fair.
it's like almost like a second job, right?
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So then why do you sacrifice that personal time? Couldn't you use it more for your family, for yourselves?
So I think the mindset we have is it's important for our kids to see that sacrifice, right? It's another display of love, right? So there's something bigger than yourself that you should contribute to. If they're seeing that, I just feel like it has less to do with me than it does about like maybe like showing my kids that this is what you have to do. This is how sometimes you can find purpose in life, fulfillment, whatever it may be. I don't know. Do you have anything to contribute?
Yeah.
I think it's important that they see that you're working towards something else other than maybe just a paycheck or,
So that kind of, no, go ahead, Jim.
There was a recent church reading that it's not just faith alone, but faith and works.
Right. Faith in action.
Faith and works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
So-
And
agree.
it's important for our kids to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agree.
Kind of
But
answers.
it's not just our kids, right?
Right.
We need to give back.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. We have a vocation
And what
to also
better
give.
cause?
Yeah. And what better cause?
Would you
Right.
say that's why you volunteer your time,
Yes. Absolutely.
just to give back because you feel a spiritual calling to give back?
Right.
And
Yes.
what better reason than
Right.
helping a life come into the world, helping it be independent?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you try to accomplish here at Baby's Breath or with family crisis pregnancy centers in general? Why do you volunteer with this
Right.
specific venue?
I would say that so for me, it's been like, I've sort of like, grown into the organization in a way. So I started out like, in the office over at Wayne and did some like accounting, things like that. And then I was like, oh, well, I feel like I could help more. So for me, it's sort of grown.
So started out as a small,
Small.
I'll do this, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then-
it's grown.
Then my mom said, you can do this too.
Yeah. That and also like, I mean, I want to give back in more ways. So,
Yeah, that is that's sort of how devotion goes.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
devote your life a little bit to someone, and then they take the rest of it, and then
Right.
you start a new life with them.
Right. Exactly.
So comparing marriage to volunteering,
Yeah, absolutely.
sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
not quite the same, but good enough comparison.
Yeah, close.
Has your time with A Baby's Breath been successful?
I think so. I think we get, we get a little nervous, obviously, leading up to this type of event. We tend to be people that, worked in corporate, work in corporate America, and I have worked for corporate America, and so we're like very like kind of goalpost oriented. Like, are we going to meet the numbers? Like, are we doing the best that we can? Are we raising enough money for this program? Is it good enough? Is it good enough? And so. How do I, that's basically it,
Yeah.
So what would you say?
benchmarks, we're like tend to be benchmark people. So I would say that I think we've done a good job in the last 3 years that we've kind of chaired this. But I would like to see us do more, do better, always. There's always
Gotcha.
that,
So anticipate trying to accomplish more.
Yes.
Is that doing more events? Is that doing more saving more lives, encouraging more behavior, or is that
Right.
some sort of a external? Like I'd like to see, my children had take on, the roles of volunteer, what it means to volunteer. Like,
Yeah,
Or-
I think for me it would be both, for sure. For both, for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last question is, if you were trying to teach someone up to be in the position where you are now with volunteering your time with the Baby's Breath, what's one word of advice you would give them?
Stay organized.
Stay organized. Easier said than done for me and my mom.
Patience.
And patience,
And
yes.
patience.
Yeah, and patience. And persistence.
Patience with what in general?
Patience, because you don't necessarily see the life being saved, right in front of you the day of.
Right,
You're gonna see that over time.
right. Yeah, over time, for sure.
Your work isn't fruitful immediately,
Right.
so
Yeah, you have to wait.
yeah.
Yep, patience. Persistence, I would say, in the respect that, we have to garner support, so we have to get sponsorships, right? So you have to be very persistent with that. You have to, contact these people, follow up with them, keep record of it, so that's why I say organized. So yeah, those are my two main takeaways from that. Yeah.
That was very good. I liked your answer, Jim. I thought you made a good point. You're small picture oriented, and the goal, big goal, let God
Right.
do that.
Right. Yeah.
You can't make the big goal happen overnight.
No.
God just has to use you the way He wants you to.
Exactly. Yes.
So.
That's absolutely true.
Well, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice job.
Thank you.